WHO done its job to get medical experts into China and defended the actions of the Chinese government, even praising China for its so-called transparency? I don't think so.
For the Lunar New Year holiday to avoid spreading it. People in Wuhan have been asked not to leave the city and outsiders have been told to stay away. More than 400 people have been infected with the coronavirus and 9 people have died. Wuhan now has health checks in places at airports, railway stations and on roads out of the city. Public gatherings as well have also been restricted. The new virus has spread from Wuhan to several Chinese provinces, as well as the US, Thailand, South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, and we now have Hong Kong confirming its first case. International restrictions are being put in place at many airports. A short time ago, the British government said it was introducing a separate area at Heathrow Airport for people travelling from affected areas. Our correspondent Stephen McDonnell has more for us from Beijing.
The Lunar New Year in China means that there are millions of people on the move. They're crisscrossing this country and also travelling abroad. And I can tell you, attitudes here over the last 48 hours towards this virus have completely changed. 2 days.
The WHO pushed China's misinformation about the virus, saying it was not communicable and there was no need for travel bans. They told us when we put on our travel ban, a very strong travel ban, there was no need to do it, don't do it. They actually fought us. The WHO's reliance on China's disclosures likely caused a 20-fold increase in cases worldwide, and it may be much more than that. The WHO has not addressed a single one of these concerns nor provided a serious explanation.
Days ago, speaking to travellers, we could barely find somebody who was all that worried about the situation. Now you have people here queuing up to buy face masks. They're cancelling their trips. In some cases, they've had the trips cancelled for them. In terms of passengers flying out of China, there are 6 times as many people now flying out of China as there were in 2002. And so this is why the authorities are now desperate to try and get this situation under control before this potentially deadly coronavirus, which causes pneumonia, spreads to many more cities and many more countries. And it's why the World Health Organization is meeting to discuss this situation. They're taking it very seriously.
If we cannot trust that, this is what we will receive from the WHO. Our country will be forced to find other ways to work with other nations to achieve public health goals. We'll have no choice but to do that. Our countries are now experiencing, you look all over the world, tremendous death and economic devastation because those tasked with protecting us by being truthful and transparent failed to do so. It would have been so easy to be truthful. And so much death has been caused by their mistakes. We will continue to engage with the WHO to see if it can make meaningful reforms. For the time being, we will redirect global health and directly work with others. All of the aid that we send will be discussed at very, very powerful letters and with very powerful and influential groups and smart groups, medically, politically, and every other way.
So these are the sorts of things that we're talking about tonight. We're just trying to look at things logically. This, personally for me, this was my awakening moment. This was all I needed to know. I don't know, tell me in the chat, what was your triggering moment for you? What was that absolute coin drop moment for you that unequivocally, Laura will help me out on that one, but 100% guaranteed to you that this wasn't what they were telling you it was, right? And this clip for me, back in, I think I worked out the 12th of January, I collected these clips together. I made the video on January the 20th. I let it go public on, I think, on the last day of January when nobody would listen to me. And I thought, let's just run with it and just see what happens. And then it went viral. And then YouTube found it and gone, squash! Don't let anyone find that anymore. We're supposed to be covering this up. And that's indeed what they did to try and save the economy. So this was my triggering moment of all the things that I did, even despite creating the prediction tool. Despite creating the prediction tool, I'd created the prediction tool before I'd come across that video. That's the irony of it. It didn't look like this, obviously. It was like version 1, and I didn't even show anyone on the internet until it was like version 1.1, I think it was. Just because I found a few things I could make better. So I made this first and I was convinced. But then when I saw what was going on in China as a result of obviously losing my client back in like the end of December, where invoices didn't get paid and they were just gone. So I started looking for reasons why people would be gone in China and found the coronavirus. And then when I found out where the coronavirus had come from, and let's just say it didn't come from bats, right? My instant thought, one of the theories was, of course, what the obvious theory would be, which is the old, war situation, which was already kicking off last year. And theoretically, it went hot in December, but everyone seems to have forgotten about that in the Gulf Strait. Yeah, December it was, but everyone seemed to forget about it. I'll tell you how you can find out really easily. Let's do it. You know me. This is about critical thinking, don't forget. Let's have a quick look at the agenda so you remind people who are joining us now as to what we're chatting about today. With all the problems that come with testing 10 million people per day and producing, processing, delivering, collecting, testing, binning 10 million per day. Do the numbers, work it out, grow up, figure it out, ask an engineer, yeah, stop dreaming, stop hoping, get a calculator out, do the numbers like we did tonight, yeah, just us, couple hundred people and the Andology channel and a calculator. Wasn't it, Barry?
Yeah, it's that simple.
Well fucking easy. Just the same with the masks. Well easy, just work it out. 222 grams per packaged mask. Times 25% of the population who needs masks. 500,000 tons of rubbish per 48 hours. Not a solution. That's creating a problem that wasn't there before. And let's not forget, the only way you're making those number of masks is by not making diapers and by not making feminine hygiene products. Again, you're not solving the problem of the coronavirus with the mask thing, but you're definitely creating a whole bunch more new problems.